Live from Austin, Texas, you're listening to the Next 15 Podcast Show with Trey North, a live podcast covering random topics such as relationships, current news, and everyday life issues, along with my co-hosts, Chris McAllister and Andrea Clark. Get ready for the next few minutes as we hope to make you laugh, educate, and inspire you. Welcome to the Next 15 Podcast Show. This is Friday night. It's 8 o'clock. I said it's 8 o'clock, and you know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Next 15 Podcast Show, along with my co-host, Chris McAllister.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's always good to be back in the saddle.
Hey, man, it is good to be back in the saddle. It's good to be right back here on the Next 15 Podcast Show. Oh, man, it's been a crazy week for me. What about you, bro?
It's been a crazy week, dude. How have we made it through this week, man?
The grace of God, brother. That is the only way. I'm serious. That is the only way, bro. Listen, I want to say hello to everybody. If you're listening live, hello. I see you in the chat room, Shamika and Erica, and those that are on their way and those that have downloaded this after the live show. We want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the Next 15. I'm going to do this right quick, Chris, because I forgot the last couple of times. I want to give a shout out to my mama. Hey, mama. Stella B.
Mama.
North.
You're such an awesome woman. You got a good mom.
Yep. The best that anybody could have. Listen, we talked about last week, Love, Lust, or Loser episode. I think it was a great episode. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, I think it was a great episode, man. It dug into, what type of relationship are you really in, because you really don't question it until it starts going, haywire.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, if you missed that topic, love, lust, or loser relationship, download it at next15podcast.com, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please don't forget to share, subscribe, and review. And tonight, man, we're going to be discussing the initial stages. Well, let me go back. It's a randomish night. Let me put that out there.
Yeah.
That means if you're listening, guess what, guys? It's randomish. Now, we have a topic, but of course, sometimes we go down rabbit trails. It's all good in the hood. But tonight, we're discussing the initial stages of meeting someone that you're interested in. And, of course, in these times that we are living in, trust is a big part of a relationship. So one should take precautions to ensure that the potential special someone is who they say they are. But how far should you go before crossing barriers? Tonight, my co-host and I, along with you, will decide that. Welcome to this episode of Randomish, where any and every response will take us to a random conversation, and it all starts right now. You're listening to the Next 15 Podcast Show with Trey North on Spreaker.com. All right, my man. Ooh, boy.
Yo.
We gonna dig in this. I can't even hold a straight face.
Because it's about to get real fast.
All right, listen. I'm gonna go ahead and open up them phone lines too at 512-827-9164. We can get that up in the chat room. And let me not forget. Hold on, y'all didn't hear Andrea because she's out of the studio taking care and being a good mama of her daughter. She's had her daughter, I believe, turned either 15 or 16, and she's they're having a hotel party.
Oh yeah. My goodness.
A hotel, man. My mama ain't never gave me no hotel party.
My mama ain't never gave me no party for nothing.
Wow, these kids, it's a different time, I tell you what. But anyway, man, let's dig in, man. When I think of the Stalker-ish, you know what? Let me switch it. I think there's three types of people. There's the stalker, the investigator, and then the researcher.
Oh my goodness.
but you know, you be like, well, all of them sound like the same. But no, they're not. They are not. Let's talk about Let's talk about the investigator.
Okay, let's get into the investigator individual, shall we? Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a good friend, man. I'm not gonna say his name, and it's not you, Trey. So, but I have a
Okay.
good friend. He is like he's a private eye, bro. Like like he's an investigator. Like if when it comes to a relationship, like before he even comes to a female and asks for the first date, like there's not too much you can tell him that he doesn't already know.
What?
Yeah, man. Like he's the kind of guy.
Wow.
Like if he likes somebody, he wants to get some information. He likes to investigate. You know what I mean? He likes to get certain information and background. Like yeah, he'll check, people, your friends and who your friends are friends with, stuff like that, man. It's hilarious to me. He's a very smart individual, by the way, but like it's funny to me because he will already build this scenario in his head about the woman that he's about to go try to talk to and has never talked to her before.
So this cat, you saying this guy, he already does the background check?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
absolutely, bro.
How does he get his information?
Well, social media is a real thing nowadays,
Touche.
man. It's a little different from what you grew up, but you can literally look on social media and I can tell you how many kids you got. I can tell you pretty much where you stay, how you living, depending on your pictures. You know what I mean? Like I can
Wow.
tell you all of that just by what you post, what your friendships look like, do even to the point of how many people like your posts when you put like so you don't have that many friends because everything you post is like 5 likes and down. You know what I mean?
God, he's seeing if they're popular.
Well, yeah,
God.
yeah. You could tell like who if you vacation, where you vacation, if you vacation with friends or not. You know what I mean? That type of
Mhm.
stuff.
I mean, but
Well, then it's starting to sound stalkerish to me, though, man.
hey, let
That's
me
like,
for to go over there. But I mean, I guess I understand though, like when you're in a relation, I mean, like when you're meeting people, because it's so many people, and of course they have a show called it. I'm not promoting it, but it is
yeah,
catfish. But I'm just saying, so
yeah,
many people. I mean, because let's be real, on the internet, you can be whoever you want to be. And and
right,
and nobody knows, you know what I mean? And I
yeah,
think it's good. I mean, nowadays you have to do some type of investigation before you get involved with somebody. You know what I mean? Because
right, right.
I don't know where's the barrier though. I mean, now, one might argue, that hey, they
Mhm.
put it out on social media. You know what I mean?
Right,
So, I mean,
right.
and I hear people always talking about trolling and stalking,
Mhm.
but I mean, if it's on
Yeah.
social media, does that mean it's up for grabs because you put it out there?
I mean, honestly, yeah. If you don't want people to talk about it, don't put it out there. I see in the chat, hey, Miss Andrea. Andrea Clark said that social media, you can get background information as well via social media. And Shamika says, yep, social media reveals a lot about a person. And
Yeah.
that's so true. But
Yeah.
the things that you don't want people to
Mm-hmm.
know, then don't post it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I get
you
it.
know, don't post it. Like, okay, the woman who super glued or gorilla glued her hair, you know what I
I
mean?
can't.
Like,
I can't.
and she got mad at people for talking about her on social media. Well, you're the one who told you to do a post about gorilla gluing your head. Nobody told you to do. You should have went immediately to the hospital when you figured out that you know what. I'm just saying, bro. Like, so you deserve every ranking session you received at that point.
It's just this is a roasted session. You deserve it. Is that what you're saying? I mean, I get it,
I,
bro. I get it. I do. I get it. I get it, man. But
that's
like literally, like okay, I get it. If it's on social media, then it's up for grabs. Now, let me ask you this though: if they didn't give you now, this might be considered the investigation stage or the investigator, but like if they didn't even give you like, yeah, I'm on, hey, let's just say, hey, I come and approach a woman and you got a Facebook page, like if she didn't give it to me, is it wrong that I go back door and look for her? I mean, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, okay. Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
I'm a guy. Okay, so let me say this. I'm a guy. So I'm gonna say no because, I mean, if you're not gonna give me the information and if I want to know it, I mean, I'm gonna go and research it. Now, some people might be like, yeah, no, why would you look me up on Facebook? Or why would you look me up on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat or TikTok or any of those in any of those. I'm like, well, that's a hard one, bro. I mean, because if you do, then you're already showing stalker tendencies at that point. If she told you no, if she's if she told you no and you go do it anyway, then you don't understand the word no already. So
Well, Shamika says no because even employers will check employees' social media, and that's
yeah,
so. But okay, now see, can an employer be considered a stalker? I mean, why you? I mean, I guess you are
yeah.
representing the company. I get it, but is that to me that's
I mean,
stalkerish?
I mean, dude, you work at Walmart. Why are
Yeah.
you checking my social? You know what I mean? I'm a cashier. Like I'm not a. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be the downfall of this entire company. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You could.
I
I
mean,
mean, wonder if
but
you just butt naked with a Walmart jacket on. You out here.
that would bring profit to the
You twisted.
because people would show up to Walmart looking for this naked
But this
individual.
this employee jacket has now become on the clothes rack.
Exactly, bro. Somebody's posting that jacket and selling it for 50 grand is what's happening. So, uh,
Hey, hold on 1 second. We got a caller in. Welcome
oh,
to the Next 15 podcast show. Caller, who am I speaking with and where are you from? Caller, are you there? Caller?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Who are we speaking with?
This is Shamika, Grand Prairie, Texas.
Hey, Shamika, how are you?
hey,
Good. How y'all doing?
We're doing
doing
good.
good.
Wow, this is
Good.
what a pleasure to have you call in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, you're such a loyal listener. Of course, we would have you. I assume you got something to say tonight.
I do. So, yeah, there are lines, but I feel like you have to do your research. So, if
Okay.
I want to know something about somebody, the first place I'm going to go is probably social media. I might even Google your name
Right.
because when you Google somebody, you're going to find all the juice.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
So you even went to
okay.
Google now. So you saying that's investigation right there and research.
It's an investigation and research. Now, it gets stalkerish if a person does not give you information or they set boundaries for you. Like if you're interested in someone and they say, oh, well, I'm not really interested in a relationship right now. And then you decide to go on their page and look up all their friends and try to wiggle your way in that way. Now that could be on the lines of stalkerish because you're not respecting their boundaries.
But they didn't. But they
Okay.
didn't give you. They didn't give you the open door to say go check my Facebook, even if they were interested in you.
It doesn't matter because if it's social media and you put it out there, then that means it's fair game. If you didn't want people to know, you wouldn't have it up.
But you
That's
just.
the way I see it.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm just trying to understand. Like, you saying that it's stalkerish if they're not interested in you and you still go look anyway. So it's the intent. The intent makes it stalkerish or not.
Well, I guess it just really depends because, like I say, you have to respect those boundaries. And I feel like once you cross those lines, then it can get stalkerish. If you're obsessing
Okay.
about it, the person already told you they're really not interested. maybe they just want to be friends, but then you push the issue and you digging deeper, like that could get stalkers because you're not respecting their boundaries.
But
you're not respecting what they said they wanted. So to me, that's where you get to the line of stalkerish, opposed to researching or investigating. Because I mean, this day and age, we're gonna investigate. Like I said earlier, the employers, when they're getting ready to hire somebody, where's the first place they're gonna look? LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They trying to see what kind of friends you have. They trying to see who you run with, what kind of things you post, and that could determine if you get a job or not.
I mean, I can understand in that situation because you are representing their, or potentially going to be representing their brand. But I think it's a little different when it comes to relationships or getting to know someone. You're like, I mean, I agree. It's stalkerish if they're saying, "Hey, no, I'm not interested," and then you go looking for them. But then, I mean, I guess that's the intent though, because it's almost the same thing. If you interested in somebody and they're interested in you, and you go look on their Facebook page without them knowing, they didn't consent to that either. So how do you distinguish between the two?
Because it's public information, you are in control of what you post on your social media. So that's what I'm saying. It's open. It's fair game at that point because that's your decision on what you post.
But why is it stalkerish if they turn around and you didn't, and they still do the same thing though? I mean, aren't they entitled to, even though, hey, you're not interested, I still want to check out your pictures because I think you look nice. So
you can still do that, but if you just looking at the pictures, that's one thing. But if you're looking at the pictures and see who's tagged on the pictures, and then you quickly trying to be friends with the people tagged on the pictures because you're trying to fit in that way, like that's where you cross the line, I think.
Right.
But it's fair game. You put it out there.
But I was going to say that same thing. I was going to say, Shmigga, that the minute that line that we're talking about is when you start to go to people's posts and befriend the friends trying to become the friend of the one that you like. So when you start like you don't have any friend connections at all, but overnight you are friends with 10 of the friends of the girl that you're trying to holler. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now that's a little stalkerish. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I mean, if you friending the friends, just to get in, then that's stalkerish. I get that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly.
You've gone too far, sir, ma'am. I'm scared.
And just one other thing I wanted to say. So also, I do feel that when you are getting to know someone, I hate to say this, but I think you have to do your research, because I've had an experience of dating someone and then looking them up after the fact, which I should have done in the beginning, and then found some things that I didn't want to see. So I feel like you got to do that from the beginning, so you know what you're dealing with, because everybody doesn't have integrity, and everybody's not going to come forth and tell you things that maybe they're afraid to let you know about. So, I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I mean, these days you just have to, because people are going to just show you what they want you to see.
Well, I mean, so let me ask this then. Because like you said, that people are not going to tell everything on social media, and most of the time they're going to make themselves look good on social media, because who wants to make themselves look bad? So what do you go after the social media? Like what's next? Is it spending time with that person, and getting to know, and maybe meeting some of the friends, that they hang with, to see what type of person, that they are?
Yeah, but I also think it comes down to conversation too. Yeah. You can learn a lot from a person through conversation and the types of questions that you ask. Like, one question that I like to ask is, if you could be an animal, what animal would you be and why? Like, you have to ask those questions to kind of get into their brain and see, what their values are, what kind of qualities they have. You have to just go beneath the surface.
Hold on. What type of animal? You know what? Will you stay with us?
Right past that.
Yeah, she's trying to get out of that. Can you stay with us? I need to take a commercial break, but can you stay with us and hang on? And we'll discuss that one. Okay. Y'all, keep it locked. We're going to go to the commercial. Keep it locked right here on the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North and Chris McAllister. Attention business owners, entrepreneurs, podcast hosts, or even churches. Do you have a product or service that you'd like to advertise to help spread the word and boost sales for your business or organization? Then allow Next 15 Podcast Production to produce your next advertisement with a professional voiceover. We have over 20 years of experience in creating voiceovers for churches, city government departments, and online businesses. Next 15 Podcast Production will assist you with your next project using our professional studio equipment along with our experience. Let us create your next voiceover that will take your business or organization to the next level. Go to next15podcast.com and click on Voiceover Work tab to preview the actual voiceover commercials that were created for our business affiliates. You can also contact us at next15podcast@gmail.com. Next 15 Podcast Production, where voiceovers and businesses simply go together. You're listening to the Next 15 Podcast Show with Trey North on Spreaker.com. And welcome back to the Next 15 Podcast Show. This is Trey North, and I'm with my co-host Chris McAllister. And we're yo, and this is a randomish night. We're talking to listener Shamika from Dallas, Texas, on the difference between a stalker, investigator, and research. And right before the break, she said that beyond the social media pages, that there should be some conversation to further find out who you're talking to. And one interesting thing that she said that stood out with me is she asks a question of, what type of animal would you be? Can you explain that and talk that up for us, Shamika?
I sure can. So I don't know. I just think the question kind of just I don't know. You get different responses, but it's something that was asked to me like a few years ago, and I thought that's an interesting question. So I think it just tells you a lot about a person. So if I was an animal, I would be a horse, because horses have discernment. And a lot of times you see children who have disabilities. They might be autistic, or they might have some other type of sensory disability. And so they use horses as rehabilitation. So I feel like I have a lot of discernment. Of course, they have gorgeous mane, beautiful hair. They're strong, so stability. You just pick those things out. When the person describes what type of animal they want to be, then you look at those type of qualities that the animal has. And the person is probably going to identify those qualities within themselves.
What you think, Chris?
Yeah, you know what? That's good. I mean, I get that. But here's my issue with that. What if you ask the guy, well, what animal would you want to be? And he says, I would be an anaconda, and
oh God. Well, I mean, that could tell you a lot too. I'm just saying, that could tell you a lot too. It could tell you where his mind frame is. Maybe what he really thinks about himself. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I could tell you anaconda is sneaky and, slimy, Yeah. So, like, and then he can take it the other way too. So.
I'm just listening.
I'm sorry, my bad. But yeah. I mean, actually, that is a good question, and it's a different question, and it makes that individual, man or woman, it makes you really think. Well, what animal would I be? Because even when you said it, I immediately started thinking, what animal would I be? And and I'll probably be, I don't know, I would say I'll probably be a monkey because it's the closest thing to being a human.
A monkey. Okay.
Hey.
Why a monkey?
Well, I mean, a monkey is, again, it is intuitive and it's adaptable. Like a monkey
Okay.
is an adaptable creature. Now, it could be in the rainforest. You get monkeys in all kinds of different scenarios. And then a monkey can be trained also. So it's teachable. So,
see, I would go with a dog because dogs are loyal and humans, they take care of their animal. They take care of their dogs. So if I believed, which personally I don't believe in reincarnation, but if there was a such thing, let me go with a dog because
so you can be pampered.
yeah, so I can still sit on a couch and watch TV and get fed. You know what I mean? I'll protect you though. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what that says about a man like me, but I mean, hey, I can be loyal. I'm protective. You know what I mean? I'm going to be with you. Animals have, like you said, horses, dogs are therapeutic too. So,
yeah. They can sense how people feel. They can even sense if someone's about to have a heart attack or a stroke. So yeah, they can sense all of those things.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I get it. That I guess that is to me, that's the investigator role. Bree says Trey would be a dog. Are you trying to tell us something? No, Bree. I'm not a dog, like a dog, but you know what I mean? Like in heat, dog. I'm just saying, I still want the luxuries of life. A monkey? No, I don't want to be in a tree in the rainforest. The weather in the rainforest? Spiders? No.
They start like, I'm gonna be like Bubbles for Michael Jackson.
This is Bubbles. She's talking about I knew men were dogs. No, we're not, Bree. We're not talking in that sense.
Some are though. I will tell you that. Some are.
I think there is a fine line. I think the investigator would be the ones that ask questions. You know what I mean? So in that role in a relationship, I think you ask questions. And I also think a good way of going beyond the Facebook is when you do meet that person, checking out who their friends are. Because most of the time, the people that you keep in your life are kind of, you guys are common. You share commonalities and similarities, so it might be easy. Another thing for me, I'll be trying to check out how the mom or the pops are. Because the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Far from the tree,
because of that quote unquote learned behavior. You know what I mean? So, those characteristics.
Yeah,
and you want to look at the way that the person treats their parents as well.
That's a good point.
That's good.
What you saying, Pastor Chris?
Yeah, I was saying, I have a question, and this is because in the day and age that we're in right now, guys, what if you met somebody, okay, and they didn't have any form of social media, like no Facebook, no Instagram, no TikTok, no nothing? Would you still like try to date that individual if you couldn't get any information on that individual? Like,
oh, that's good. That's good. Because we didn't have it at one point.
Exactly. So it's not. It couldn't technically be called weird. It's just they just don't have it.
And I think that's actually kind of neat because it makes you be more creative, and you're not using the social media and influencers. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're taking more pressure off of yourself because you're not trying to compete and have everything that the other person has. Have the type of life that you see them portraying on social media. So it takes a lot of pressure off of you to be original, be authentic, and be creative. Because I feel like even though with technology things have advanced, people sometimes lose that creative edge and just being, just coming up with other ways to do things. So I kind of think that's neat. It's kind of rare, but I mean, it can happen. And something else I wanted to say is when we talk about looking up people, Googling them, some people, when you Google them, you can't find anything.
Yeah.
And I think
Right.
that goes back to what you were named when you were born. Because, just being honest, now, some names you look up, you know, yeah, it's going to be harder to find things on that person.
Right.
Like me, Shamika, you know, I look myself up and all kind of stuff pops up.
Right.
I think Juan said in the chat room that he says, yes, it makes things more spontaneous in getting involved. I believe that too.
Yeah, me too.
Bree is saying, I think the person with no social media is probably just hiding their true identity and using a fake name. I'd give them a side eye.
I mean, it's easier to be a night stalker when you don't have any connection with the outside world. You know?
Well, I mean, some people just don't do social media, though. I mean, or have limited information, and I kind of totally get it. Like early when we go back, because Juan was saying, you know, people lose their jobs too. Have lost their jobs over social media. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, at this point, you got to be careful what you post, because people do go to your page. You know, people will check you out. You know, and they people prejudge. You know, and so. I don't know, and that could be another podcast. Is social media detrimental or not to one's, you know, livelihood? Because, I mean, you know, I don't know. Shamika, it's been good. Thank you for calling in.
I mean, so very much.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, we thank you so much. Stay with us, share it. You know what I mean? And yeah, just thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate your call.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
I mean, hey, Shamika has a point. I mean,
she does. She does. But like I say, but social media, and it makes it easy. Let me say this. It makes it easier, in my opinion, to turn into a stalker from investigating. Because of social media, dude. Like, you know what I mean? You go down a rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, man, we just had, we didn't have, like, I couldn't find out who your cousin was if I didn't hang around you.
That's true.
I didn't know who your baby daddy was. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I can get all of that information, like, so I can make. Again, and I can prejudge you because of that information.
You know what? And I think to an extent that's detrimental. I mean, because and I think, again, I get it. You know, that's your personality, and what you post kind of gives the people an idea, you know, of who you are. But then it also stops us from having genuine conversations, and kind of like what Juan was saying. I mean, you know, when we didn't have social media, you had to actually sit down and have a conversation with somebody. You know what I mean? Right. And you had to put in that time. Now it's almost like a microwave. You just go through and be like, she's fine, but let me go check her. So, you know, and you be like, pass. You know, that's kind of like the dating thing on social media. And that's another, you know, future topic I'm working on right now. But I mean, you know, you look at bios and you look at the person's page, and you've already assumed I don't want to talk to them, even with their pictures. So I think it's good and it's bad at the same time, if that makes any sense. But I mean, having that information ready, available already on social media, it does kind of put you at an advantage from the point of the person that's trying to find out about you, because they really don't have to do much. They really don't. They can sit back and watch you. You know what I mean?
Right. And another thing, though, is where I feel like it's detrimental too, is because a lot of us don't go back and clean up our Facebook or our social media. And so now, again, that prejudgment comes in from a person that you used to be.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
Versus who you are now. Like, so if you've been on Facebook for the last 10 years, you know, you might not be that same individual.
That's true.
You know, that were flipping burgers. Now you're an entrepreneur. But they go way back and see, oh, this Joker was working at churches for 15 years. You're like, wait a minute, that's what I used. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or she swung on a pole.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff. Or he thought he was a pimp because he had, he's always partying with women and all that good stuff. And so you get prejudged. But the question is, how far do you go back on? Like, that's goes into that stalker-ish. You see what I'm saying?
I think, yeah. Like if you go all the way, if you just search the whole entire page. But wait. See, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because one might want to see the progression, or if there is progression in your life. You know what I mean? Like, okay, back in 1990, she was swinging on a pole, but then, oh wait a minute, 3 years later she's in the church. Right. Oh, she's back on the pole again. All right. Oh, she's back in church again. Whew. Nope. She's got a girlfriend now.
Exactly. Or you'd be like, well, hey, they started out, okay. Well, let's say, she's a single parent with 2 kids, right?
Touché.
And then out of nowhere, but she got, 2 degrees, 3 years later. You know what I mean? Or,
yeah.
And because they post all of that, they post the graduation pictures and all of that. I just, it's hard to remember life without social media.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you share it, I'm like everybody else. If you share it, I think it's free game.
Yeah, that's public, unless you have a block. And again, unless you have a blocked account.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. Oh man, I tell you what, I'm gonna do a shout out right quick to Pastor Monica Rivers from ECOD Ministries Incorporated. She is going to be having a healthy body, healthy mind. It's True Health is Wealth event on online Saturday, March the 20th. At 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time, and it's a couple of hours. It's from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at Central Daylight Time, and you can register for this event on eventbrite.com. It's called Healthy Body, Healthy Mind, and the primary purpose of the conference is to teach the body of Christ on how to live a balanced life mentally, physically, and spiritually in accordance with his word, and it's been designed to provide kingdom strategies on a holistic approach to our everyday lives. And she's going to have like celebrity health coach Christian Frazier along with clinicians there. Yeah, man. And it's a free virtual conference event, so it doesn't cost anything. You can register today by going to Eventbrite, and then if you want to check out ECOD Ministries, go to Facebook and check out, do your research and investigation at ECOD Ministries Inc. for more information. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Pastor Monica Rivers, if that name sounds familiar, it should, because she's been on our show a couple of times, and we really enjoy having her. So she's having that event. Again, it's going to be Saturday, March the 20th, 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time, and it's called Healthy Body, Healthy Mind. True Health is Wealth. And go to eventbrite.com to register for that free event.
Yeah, she's an awesome individual. You guys should definitely go and sign up to be a part of that.
Oh yeah.
And Pastor Rivers, if you're listening, I'll be there.
Yeah, I've already signed up. Yeah. So I'm encouraging. This is for male or female. And listen, guys, they're going to be asking live questions. This is a live event, and I'm telling you, like the celebrity health coach Christian Frazier. Listen, he's going to be answering questions, and this would be something that you would have to pay for. So this is all free. If you were going on one-on-one with him and getting that consultation, this would cost you some money, but it's not going to cost you anything if you register and you go. They're going to have separate rooms for the women to speak in private rooms. They're going to have separate rooms for the men. So this is a big event for ECOD Ministries, and I just hope everybody will attend and support that. Pastor Monica Rivers. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've enjoyed this episode, man. Listen, if you got anything to say before we get out of here, the number is 512-827-9164. Man.
Hold on. Bree said something. Bree said something.
What did Bree say?
She said, scroll through the timeline. He said he's still a pimp if he walk with a limp. Also, nothing wrong with her swinging on a pole as long as it's in her own house for a hubby. Well, that's good, but don't post it.
You
That's the
can't-
whole point.
like, don't post that you're swinging on the pole for your hubby.
for your husband, because it's no longer for your husband.
Yeah,
Like, don't do that.
I think some things should be on social media. Absolutely, I agree with that.
Right, man.
Yeah.
Right, dude. Like, the minute that they found out, like, think about how long social media has been a thing now,
Yeah.
and now you have this thing where I'm just now finding out about this thing called I say just not finding out, but like here recently I found out about like OnlyFans and all of that good stuff. Like,
What's that?
What's going on, bro?
What are you
Like,
talking about?
So an OnlyFans page is a page where people now pay to have access to your life, pretty
Oh,
much.
really?
Yeah, but some of the ladies take it for something else.
Oh, okay.
And guys too, and guys too. But also there are some people who have a OnlyFans page, and they're not doing anything sexual or nothing like that. Like literally, it's a vlog. It's a daily video vlog, and you just pretty much have a camera on. Where
Really?
People are paying to watch other people sleep.
Where is this at? Is it a website or is it?
Well, I don't. It's I mean,
Because I look.
I don't know. I've never, but it's called OnlyFans, bro.
Oh wow. Okay.
My
All right.
kids, my kids hit me to this thing, dude.
Oh, wow.
And because I'm like, and there are actually people paying.
You
There's
gotta
a
have
guy
some
who
good content.
but no, there is not good content on. I say it's not, but there's this guy. I'm babbling, but there's this guy, man, who literally just walks around with a camera on him at all times. Like even when he sleeps, like there's 8 hours worth of him sleeping.
You gotta
And
and people paying for this?
He sleep, and there was like 120,000 people tuned in to him sleeping. Like he has he has like over 1 point something million followers, dude. So he gets up, gets his bowl
I
of
need to
breakfast.
find his website. I'm up here searching. You got me up here searching OnlyFans. I'm trying to see.
Yeah.
You know what though? That could be done for a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I mean? It depends on how you use it, as always. But
You know what I mean? Like, it was-
Juan says The Truman Show. Touche, Juan. I remember that. That was a great movie, by the way. The Truman
Yes,
Show.
It is one. You're absolutely right. Truman Show.
The Shamika's talking about OnlyFans.com. Wow. OnlyFans.com. Okay. Check
We
that
click
out.
on that.
Let's
Yeah.
check that out. Oh, real quick, since we're on a randoms topic, we're gonna get out of here pretty soon. But I got something.
Okay.
What do y'all? And I want to ask everybody that's listening out there, especially those who are listening live. What do y'all think about this Texas governor of ours lifting this mask?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me say this. Of course, I understand why he did it.
Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah.
I mean, I agree with it, but I understand why he did it. And the reason why I understand why he did it is it's twofold. First, he's trying to get reelected. Okay? He is. Like, don't kid yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's trying to get reelected, and the ones that can put him back in office are the ones that are screaming about wearing masks all the time, right?
Yeah.
That's one. Two is he's doing it because the minute that you do that, and again, it's optional now. The reason you do that is because he's trying to get the state, quote unquote, back on track.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna have a negative effect though, because you'll have people who think that it's okay, and the ones that are still going to wear masks, like myself, I will be wearing a mask.
Of course.
No, I feel sorry for the individuals who get sick that are doing the right things, but they're around people who don't want to wear the mask. You know what I mean? They have to be around those people. So I feel sorry for those individuals.
Yeah, I have to say though, a lot of companies are enforcing it still. I've noticed in my field with private security investigations that a lot of our clients are beefing up and having officers at the entrance of buildings making sure that, hey, listen, we understand what the governor says, but we require masks here. That you can't tell me how to run my business. So I really do appreciate those businesses out there understanding that they can catch more by implementing the mask than they can with, saying, hey, it's cool to walk up in my store. For one, you're protecting your employees, and you're going to get more people that's coming when you mask them up, because the people that don't want to wear a mask already, they still are patronizing the business. But the ones that are conscious about, seeing somebody not wearing a mask, they're going to be the ones not wanting to come and, and do business with you. So I think if these businesses play it smart, they can still profit. It's not, this corona ain't slowing people that down that much anymore, and with the vaccinations that are taking place, in which I'm thinking about going ahead and doing it. I just think, I think it's a smart idea with the businesses still enforcing the mask rule. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just like, hey, we will be wearing masks at Life Changers Church, guys. So I understand what the government is saying, but if you're going to come worship with us, which I do advise and I will promote that you come worship with us if you can. But if you do, we will be wearing masks and social distancing and all of that until we see that this thing has actually kind of cleared up a little bit. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. That's the thing. I think it's going to be, it's going to be here for a while. And so we just need to get used to that until God says differently.
Yeah, Shamika did make a good point in the chat room. She said he's just trying to get us distracted about the whole ERCOT issue and has had the vaccine already. So, of course, he doesn't care about wearing a mask.
Of course.
Touche.
Right.
But I've heard there's a class action suit on ERCOT as well. So,
yes, absolutely. Yeah. Today on CNN.
Yep. Man, I've enjoyed it. Listen, guys, before we get out of here, listen, if you haven't seen it, there is something brewing, and I'm going to say this. God is up to something here at the Next 15. We have a podcast called Doors. Just prepare yourself. Seriously, this is going to be something big. It's brewing in the making. You already know it's going to be an inspirational podcast, but I'm telling you right now, it's called Doors. I'm telling you, and it's going to be fire. I already know.
Man.
Tune in for that. I'm not giving up too information right now because we're still planning that. But Andrea, we miss you too. We see you out there.
Miss you, Andrea. Miss you, Dr. Clark.
Oh, man. Listen, Pastor Chris, final thoughts, comments, plugs, or whatever you got.
Hey man, listen, this has been a great episode, man. I love doing this, man, but I do miss being actually in the studio. Listen, I'm going to make this one plug, and this plug is, hey, if you're not doing anything this weekend, if you're anywhere close to the city of Austin, Texas, meet us at Life Changers Church at 10:30 a.m. at our physical location. You can get that information on our website at lifechangersaustin.com. I want to see you guys there. And don't forget to tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. to the Next 15, the greatest podcast in the nation. We're going to start saying that because we truly believe it, and I know you guys do too.
One quick question before we get out of here from in the chat room. Bree says, y'all going to watch Coming to America 2? I did.
Yeah. Oh,
I watched it.
You did?
I watched it. It was actually, they said the 5th, but I caught it on the 4th. I caught some of it on the 4th. I worked a double. I caught 20 minutes on the 4th, and I finished the rest this afternoon before taking a nap because I got to go in at midnight tonight.
Oh man!
I'm not gonna give away anything. Maybe we could talk about that. Maybe at some point on the next show because I know people haven't seen it yet. So, but yes, Bree, I watched it. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. I haven't watched. I'm gonna watch it tonight though before I go to bed. So,
listen, guys, we're getting ready to wrap it up. But listen, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube at Next 15 Podcast. Also, if you missed the episodes, you can go to next15podcast.com and catch all of the episodes that we've ever done. We got a bunch of them. There's a lot of great content. Also, if you like the podcast, please tell somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody and share it with us. The word of mouth is a great form of advertising, and Jesus did it. Didn't pay a dime.
Right.
You know what I mean? But listen, if you like the show, please help us out. Give us a review. And also, we have a tab on there in the review section called Buy Me Coffee. If you like what you hear, the content, buy me a cup of coffee. Help me stay awake and create these episodes, my co-host and I, and we would greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget about ECOD Ministries online event on March the 20th at 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Also, we can't forget Juan Alaman from the 80s Hour and the Wrestling Way Back podcast. Juan is on Wednesdays. I believe it's going to be, I think it's 9. Juan, help me out. I always get Central and those Pacific times all mixed up, but he's on the Spreaker. I know, right? Look, I know the Wrestling Wayback podcast is on Thursdays at 7 p.m. I want to say it's 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for the 80s Hour on Wednesdays, because I'm usually sleeping. I have to go back and listen to it. But two great podcasts, one great podcaster. That's Juan Alaman from the 80s Hour and the Wrestling Wayback podcast. And of course, Life Changes Church. Y'all listen, if y'all are Life Changers members, we've been on this corporate prayer and fasting that is ending in about 3 hours, and a brother needs some meat right now because Pastor Chris over here talking about we can't have no meats and sweets, meat. And so listen, we had a great time. Listen, those prayers, yours truly, myself, was also praying on there. Pastor Chris, Minister Tiffany Pascal, those prayers are on Facebook at Life Changers Austin. Go back and listen to those prayers. I guarantee you it will change your life. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to tune in 7 p.m. next Friday, Central Standard Time, and we'll see you on the next 15.